Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today we are looking at the Liquidator. This is a Cobra vehicle. The Cobra Liquidator was first released in the United States in 1992 and unfortunately was discontinued in 1993. This is Cobra's advanced tactical fighter jet. So, as we're looking at Cobra's, say, Gen 2, Gen 3, uh, fighter jet, this has got stealth technology added onto it, where we start getting into that in the 90s. So it has a black paint job, and it is mentioned in the schematics as we go through all the pictures here that it does have radar absorbing technology integrated into it. Although in the early versions of what our stealth aircraft have, we still have the external hard points for missiles and everything else, things that in today's aircraft we don't really have. And this is also a water gun. So, um, you're combining GI Joe to some fun stuff. So we do have the little handle here with the squirt gun trigger, as well as our four missiles on their underside or underslung underneath the the plane's hull, and a nice look at the missiles. So the wonderful box art that we get shows the missiles as well as the nice thrust, and it's they've always done a really good job at having great box art for us while we do all of this. And then on the back, now water blasting nose cannon, which I just put in as a standard blaster cannon, uh, just keeping it nice and simple. The look at it, what Destro probably came up is a very basic and rugged aircraft for them. Something to kind of move forward, getting a little bit more into the stealth, a smaller framed aircraft. Um, I think I went a little bit bigger. I think I have this roughly about 35 feet, not as big as what some of the aircraft are. So here we have afterburner jets, um, metal alloy tail unit with reverse thrust air brake action, sweepback wings with radar deflecting spoilers. So they're again noting that it's got the um, radar deflecting here. We have our landing gear refueling points or ports, uh, flip down in flight handle. We have our air to surface missiles, air conditioned cockpit with fully integrated pilot controls, sky scan canopy with anti glare composite, high impact nose cannon with liquid fire, and nose cone with electronic reconnaissance system. So our standard radar system is what I just kind of left it at. And then our kind of diagram for putting this all together. So there's no other known variants of according to yojo.com, at least none that they are aware of. And unfortunately, we do not have a original retail price. But it is a nice look at where things are going for a future view of what Cobra is and how they kind of keep evolving with time as well. So let's get on over to our D6 stats and see what I've come. All right, so looking at the Liquidator, um, this is going to be another space superiority starfighter, starfighter scale. I do have it listed at 45 feet. I was thinking 35 feet. I give it a little extra length. Not It does amaze me how long some of these aircraft really are. You look at them in movies and pictures and everything else, and then when you actually see the actual length and width and everything else, it does get to be fairly impressive to sit here and think, I didn't think they were that big, but they are. So 45 feet, right or wrong, probably is probably close to what it probably should be. Cargo capacity, holdover from one of the other fighter jets that I had done. Um, we had it at 110 kilograms from there. Maneuverability being a 3D, I didn't adjust that. I wanted the stats really because the space speed of 8, the atmospheric speed of 1050. I figured this is going to be another faster aircraft. When I was, or the stats that this came over from was a GI Joe vehicle. This is Cobra's response to it, so they're going to try and match it as best as they can. But having the stealth technology in here, uh, wanting to make sure that we kept it somewhat on par. Hull is going to be a 4D, keeping it a little bit on the rugged side. Now we do have the one laser cannon. Fire control is 3D. Damage is 4D. Let's see. We also have the 4 missiles. Now fire control is going to be 2D. 7D is our damage per missile. Now, the nice benefit that we have here is it does have the stealth technology. So we had an additional 1D to all missile lock and scanning attempts on the craft. So every time you roll, if you're going to attack it, you're going to roll a 1D6, see what it is. This is earlier technology. I think as we get later on, instead of doing a 1D, I might say it's going to be like a +5 or something. When we were first starting off with a lot of the stealth technology and everything else, um, having the hard points were kind of known to not always work as well. A lot of that stuff really needed to be internally done. That's why in today's Here's modern first alert weather update, as I have a weather update, as we look at a lot of the more modern fighter jets and all that, you find a lot more um, missile hard points, bomb hard points, and so on and so forth, all internally and in the internal weapons base. So, a hatch opens up, the missile comes down, and then there you go. That keeps everything kind of more in line with the stealth technology. But this does incorporate what we were doing back then. We didn't have all the integrated internal compartments for holding the missiles and everything else. We were still mounting all that stuff on the outside. So we were not as stealthy as what we are today. But as we get better technology and better understanding on that as time goes on, here we are. Uh, but it adds to the flavor of it. I mean, as we get more advanced. So, with that being said, thank you so very much for joining me today. It's always wonderful having you here. Hope you're doing well, and I will see you in the next video.